Most local businesses are leaving money on the table, not because they don't have customers, but because they're not staying in front of them the right way in today's world. Let me reintroduce email marketing, and before you feel overwhelmed, I'm going to show you the processes and steps and key things that you're going to need to get the most out of email with the least amount of input. Why? Because email marketing is one of the highest ROI channels that you could invest in. And the businesses that are winning are doing it right now. So we're gonna walk through 4 email automations every local business needs to have running today. And by the end of the video, you're also gonna know every key element that is gonna make these emails actually convert. Let's get into it. Now, these are the building blocks of a real email marketing strategy, and a lot of this can be done with AI, which we will get into as we go. Let's start with the most important automation. The first automation that every local business needs is gonna be the welcome sequence. This is the one that goes out the moment someone enters your world. Whether they fill out a form, book a call on your calendar, or call your active number. This is your first impression, and it is gonna matter more than most businesses realize. Now, the job of a welcome email is not to sell. It's to set expectations, build trust, and start a new relationship. Think of it more like the dating process than an engagement. A solid welcome sequence typically runs 2 to 3 emails over the first week. And this is outside of any other types of emails that you may have running. For example, if I book a call on your calendar, that is a different email than the welcome sequence. Now, let's go through it. The first one is going to be sent immediately. It's going to thank them for connecting, tell them who you are, what you do, and what they can expect. Now, the second is going to share something genuinely useful, a tip, a quick win, something that makes them feel connected with you and that it's worth it. Then the third is going to reinforce why your business is the right choice and gives them a clear next step. And as you are generating these emails, think about it from their perspective. In other words, they just raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested. If you go dark for a week, that interest is gonna fade. But if you show up immediately with something valuable, you are building a relationship before they even become a customer. The goal here is to provide as much value as you can before you start selling. Welcome emails get some of the highest open rates of any emails you will ever send. Use that to your advantage. And here is the best part. Once it's built, it runs automatically. And don't forget, you could actually use AI to draft the copy for every email, refine them, come up with subject lines, and then build something that really works for your local business. Now, I'm jumping ahead, but if you pair that welcome sequence with your CRM and take people through a process, you know that you are educating them at the right level, at the right pace, at the right time through this process. Now, this leads us to automation number 2, the onboarding sequence. Now, this is going to go out when someone does say yes. They've hired you, signed a contract, bought the product, they've taken action financially with you in some way. Now, the question is, how do you make them feel great about the decision before they've even received or experienced the service? A strong onboarding sequence does 2 things. It's gonna confirm what they signed up for, and it's gonna tell them exactly what to expect next. Now, let's say you're a plumber and you're about to do a residential job. The customer has confirmed what day and time you're gonna come over, and you could have a sequence set up to let them know exactly what to expect. Now, some of that might feel obvious to you, but it could be questions that your customers have. And you could bring clarity to that process by just having a clear onboarding sequence. Then the next email could be blog posts or PDFs telling them exactly what to expect or more details about the stage that they are in. This alone is going to differentiate you from the competition and build trust with your customers even before you complete the service. Especially if your service is over a longer period of time, this is really going to help welcome them and onboard them quicker and give them confidence that they are going to be taken care of. And just imagine all the extra emails and questions you may get from customers or clients that are going to be asking you the same question over and over. That is a lot of great content that you could include in the onboarding sequence. Now, before we get to the next two automations, if you are thinking about how to actually build all of this, the automations connected to your CRM, the email platform, and you need an all-in-one solution, that's exactly what Marketing 360 is built for. You not only get great email automations, you also get a whole suite of other tools that will make your business thrive. Click the first link down below in the description and you could talk to an expert in your industry today to see how Marketing 360 could help you build out all these automations plus more. Now, let's go to the third automation. This one I cannot emphasize enough. It has one of the highest leverage automation flows that you can build for your business. And if you are a local business and not doing this, you are missing out on a lot of great marketing support. Now, I'm talking about building an automation that automatically asks all your customers for reviews. And this is why. AI is changing the way people discover businesses. Tools like ChatGPT and Gemini are looking at your reviews before they recommend your business. As well as Google Business Profiles automatically generate a summary of your reviews that people see right at the top of your page. That means your Google rating, your review count, the recency of those reviews, all that is getting factored in. So the system you need to build is simple. After a service is completed, not too early and not too late, or when a product is delivered, an email goes out asking for a review. You will be the best judge of when that email needs to go out. For example, if somebody buys a product that takes 30 days to consume, you probably would send it out closer to the end of that 30 days versus on day one, but you would figure out what makes most sense for your customers. Going back to the plumbing example, it would probably happen the next day after the service was rendered. So be aware, timing does matter with this automation and your business. You want to reach them while the experience is still fresh, but you don't want to wait too long where it feels a little bit delayed. As well as in this automation, in every email, you want to give them a direct link to leave a review. Make it as easy as possible. Plus, if they don't take action on the email, I recommend sending a follow-up email. As you know, people are busy and they probably had a great experience that they could share, but they might not have had the time when they first saw the email. So send a gentle follow-up a few days after. Most people are gonna leave a review if you ask. But if you just hope that someone remembers to ask when someone is walking out, you don't have a system in place to build your reputation on autopilot. Now, the fourth sequence that we want to talk about before we talk about the details that you're going to include in every email is going to be a re-engagement sequence. These are going to be emails that you send to past customers that haven't heard from you in a while. Maybe this is 3, 6, or 9 months later, maybe it's a year later, or maybe it's a decade later. It really depends on your business. For example, if you are a roofer, you may send an email once a year when winter comes. And that email may recommend an inspection or whatever would be relevant for your customers. And this is why it is a huge opportunity that is missed. Your past customers already know you, they already trust you, and they are going to be far easier to bring back than finding a new lead. So if you're not staying in front of them, you're giving your competition an open door to engage them. A re-engagement sequence fixes that automatically. Now, the timing of these emails can be very strategic and not just random. And this is where having an email marketing system connected to your CRM becomes a huge advantage. And this is something that our customers love at Marketing 360. They get complete visibility into the lifetime value of every customer. So for example, let's say someone does a service with your business, and often they come back 6 to 9 months later asking for the next level of service. You wouldn't automatically put that timeline together until you look in the CRM and see the data. And with that data, you know exactly when to send the right email. If you're a home cleaning business and you know customers typically rebook every 30 days, you can set up a sequence that goes out on day 25 before they even think about calling someone else. If you're a contractor and you know clients come back for their next project about 12 months later, you could set up a 12-month re-engagement email or email flow to re-engage that customer. And remember, once you set it up once, it works forever. Now, a flow like this may be more seasonal or be based on a first interaction leading to the next. In either case, re-engaging with previous customers is a great way to continue to grow your impact and your revenue. Now that we've talked about your 4 automations, let's talk about what goes inside those emails, because a great system with mediocre emails still will underperform. Here's the framework, and it is very simple to implement. First, the subject line. This is the most important thing you write. Nearly half of all recipients will decide whether to open an email based on the subject line alone. That's before they've seen a single word of your content. So the recommendation here is keep it to around 50 characters so it doesn't get cut off on mobile. You could also use a specific number or a specific detail where you can. Specificity is always going to be a vague title. And as you know, you don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. That is going to kill your trust fast. Next is personalization. An email is going to feel way more relational if you use someone's name, if you reference some of the information that they provided to you that makes sense. For example, if you're a local plumber, a location may be really helpful. Now, at the beginning, if you don't have specific information, that's okay, because that is a different stage of the relationship. But later on, when you do have more information, you've worked with someone and you're sending a re-engagement email sequence, well, it's really nice if there's more personalization in the email. It'll make the email feel way less generic, and it's gonna read more like it was written for one person, and that means it's gonna perform better. Next, call to action. Every email should have one clear ask, not 3, not 5, 1. So before you even write an email, what is the single thing you want this person to do after reading the email? Make it obvious and make it clear. And if you are going to link, use a button in your email to send people to your website, to leave a review, to book their next appointment, whatever it may be. Now, backtracking a bit, we talked about the welcome sequence not selling too quickly, but that doesn't mean your call to action is missing. So for example, in the welcome sequence, you may not include a button to tell them, hey, here's how you purchase, but you may include a button to more resources on your website or direct them to understand what the next step is in the process. Or the email may be educating them on what they should be looking for with your specific service. For example, if I go to your website and you're a plumber and I need your service fast, if I get an email response right away that says, hey, we are going to respond within the hour, that gives me so much confidence to know what the next step is. And that could be the goal. Now, when it comes to your actual copy, you technically don't have to write any of this from scratch. You could use AI to draft the copy for each email, the subject lines, give it context, and build it directly for your audience. Then from there, you could review, refine, and publish. The best part is with Marketing 360, the AI tools are already built into the platform to make it even easier. So let's imagine this. You set up the welcome automation, the onboarding automation, the review request automation, and the re-engagement automation. These are now the baseline of your local business to engage with everyone who comes in contact with your business. You set them once and they work for you forever. If you are looking for a platform that handles all of this, plus more, definitely check out Marketing 360 in the first link down below in the description. Our software is used by small and medium-sized businesses in every major industry, and we have team members who are experts in your industry that you could talk to today to get the most relevant, insightful plan for your business. If you found this video helpful and want more content like this, consider subscribing, and with that, I'll see you in the next one.